Good morning, college algebra students. I wanted to go over a series of how to become a stronger student inside of taking an online class or just strategies in general for preparation of success. So, what I want to do is go over a couple things. First, you've got to get the schedule of activities. I mean, the first thing I would do as a student is first go over some of the resources that are available. Now, I've mentioned this over and over again, and I still have students reaching out saying, "What can I do to, you know, do the best that I can for this class?" And this is what this video is about. All right. So now, if you download the schedule of activities, I have it already done. The schedule of activities tells you when everything is to be completed. Um, the date it's covered is something that's keeping you in pace. All right. One of the pitfalls of being a student is time management. We have a lot going on in our lives. We have like so many different elements of reasoning for why we can and cannot do things. So we give ourselves excuses. So we have to balance our time with what's going on in life. If life gives us two jobs or if life gives us children, we have to balance that with how do I get done the requirements of my class. That's why whenever I hear students who are taking lots of classes, I get worried because I know life is still happening and you have to be able to, you know, taking do my class. I mean, if you're taking too many classes, then it's like, oh my gosh, you're kind of spinning off into circles about which do I prioritize. So anyway, that's another thing. You got to caution yourself on how many classes you take. You got to know where your strengths are and everything else. So now in this, I I absolutely should have had all students complete the diagnostic test by now. All right. So if you're not done with the diagnostic test, you're already behind. All right. And now, because today you're supposed to have been working on completing, your graphs and graphing utilities. Now this goes over the graphing calculator and all the things that are pertaining to the graphing calculator. Now, if you don't have a graphing calculator for temporary purposes, I would go into Blackboard, Collaborate for temporary purposes, okay? And at least minimally get used to using Desmos. Desmos is a program that you can use that's online. At least you can get some kind of graphing utility that way, okay? So Desmos is there, okay? I just want to make sure that you have some means of graphing. So if you can't use a graphic calculator, use that for right now, okay? Um, but anyway, these are video links in here. So if you click on here, all right, open the link, it'll bring you to my video. And you can see, I gotta get that off. All right, so 22 minutes. I'm going over the graphing calculator and how to use it. And I'm doing that within the complements of your assignment. So here, now I what I've done was I grabbed questions from a bigger set of problems, but you'll find that they match along with your questions as closely as possible. So you got to find which one I'm doing basically. Look for a question that looks like that one. But I gave you more than you needed. And the reason why is because I actually did it where the assignment was. If the assignment was 35 questions, I most likely did a good portion of those 35 questions, if not all of them. All right. But you, you'll see that I've done a lot more. And you can use them as a platform for how you go ahead and prepare for this class. Like I would say that this is an essential piece for me explaining to you how to walk through it. All right. So that's really, really important for how to get ready and be successful in the class. All right. So using these videos, you're doing them with the homework. So you can do it side by side. See how in my video I have this side and then this side? Well, you can have this going on in this one, and then on the video, you can have me showing you how to do it. And you can split screen it, in other words. That's a kind of a cool strategy. Okay. So that right there is so powerful, what I'm giving you. Now, another strategy, okay, is okay, you have my videos and then you have that. But by the way, you should know that mom is where you get all your homeworks, by the way. You should have done your diagnostic. I have some of you who haven't done your Start Here quiz, by the way. Do your Start Here quiz. You go to Start Here and you have to do the Start Here quiz, and it's mandatory for the first week attendance. I don't know why people don't start here and then go ahead and once you go into the folder, you complete all these things, these tasks, and then you go down and you do the Start Here quiz. If somebody says they don't know where the Start Here quiz is, to me, I get frustrated because why didn't you just start here? I mean, there's no better way of starting. And then, of course, I say do the student introductions. Some of you still have yet to do that. I've been responding to everybody who has been giving me a introduction, and then, of course, then complete your Start Here quiz. The Start Here quiz is nothing more than a reflection of what you would have gone over in the syllabus, schedule of activities, and such. All right. But then, okay, so that's the Start Here quiz. Back to mom. Mom is where you get all your assignments. So you click on here. This is where you get your homework. Okay, homework 1 all the way through, and then you got your quizzes embedded in here. So you just go through it and you just knocking them all off. Just 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, quiz. All right, let me do that. Then you got 4B, and then 5A, 5B, 6. End of chapter 2 quiz. So there's no avoidance of any of these assignments. And then you have your chapter 2 practice test. You do that. Then you come into the test when the test is due. All right. You will have to take it through Honor Lock. All right. So you're going to be taking it through Honor Lock. So that I'll worry about giving you another video later about. Okay. Now, other resources. You come into here. Oh, and by the way, just so you can know for the test purposes, I have a video for preparation of your tests. All right. I'm telling you, I give you basically the test when you're doing this. So you click on this video. All right. You're going to click on this video and you're going to be doing your practice test right here. All right. Which is a mom. All right. Mom assignment. Mom math. So it's 40 questions. I go over the questions that are most reflective of the ones that you're going to see on the test. All right. So when you are completing the test, you're going to feel like you've seen them before because you would have if you watched my video. Students are very successful in my class because they yield very much to what I'm exactly telling you in the strategy. All right. So you're going to click on here. You're going to go ahead, open a link. You're going to get a video. It's 45 minutes long. And then it's going to go over that chapter 2 practice test that you guys have. Now, don't pay any attention to any of this other stuff here. That's from Mrs. Allen. That's not me. As a matter of fact, I'm going to probably remove that language off of my assignment because that's not even me. So, matter of fact, I might just go ahead in that assignment and rewrite that so it says Dr. Demeray. I mean, so anyway, you're going to go ahead and go through that. And in that video, very solid, right? you're going to be going over questions. If I go over it in this, like right here, I'm going over question number 11 in here, showing you how to do it and talking to you while doing it, then you're going to go ahead and make sure you understand that question very well. If you have to say similar question after you completed it, do that. Do iterations of that question over and over again. If you have to take a hit on this and not do all of the 40 questions, then you should take the hit, because make sure you understand how the questions that I'm going over are going to be the test, except for different numbers and different order. So you should not feel like you're overwhelmed when you're taking the test. So many students do that. They avoid this, and then because I'll go into class and I'll say, "Hey, so did do you feel ready for the test?" And students look at me like with a blank stare, and I'm like, "Uh-oh." Immediately, I know that they didn't even come to this practice test. Those who come to me with energized, intentions, and they're like really are fired up about the test, I know they've done this practice test because they've yielded to what I said here. This is the key strategy on being successful in this class. And and I told students, I mean, most of you, I think everybody, I mean, if you just look at all my responses to everybody in the forum, you can see that I'm like fired up, that you got the resources that are preparing you for tests, preparing you for homework. I'm one of 3 instructors who give what's called the 10 essentials, 10 essential questions. So you don't have an overwhelming number of questions for your assignments. How awesome is that? No, the reason why other teachers, right, they go ahead and in the mom, they go see where it says extra check your understanding. These questions, all these extra credit, all these extra checks, are all the remaining questions that you would have had to complete for that other questions that are not part of the essential 10. I want you to appreciate that, okay? I mean, I know I'm talking to you a lot, but I'm telling you, you're with a phenomenal and very compassionate and understanding person when you're with me, okay? I understand there is a lot going on in your life, and if you do think you need extra help because you don't understand a concept, then you come into the extra chat. I'm not giving you extra credit for it. I'm sorry. It's because it's not essential. It's not needed to be done. And I can't, it's not optional. It's like, do you need more help? Then this is where you're going to go. Now, there might be questions on there that are more prone to help you with the practice for the test, but I'm giving you that when I'm doing the practice test review with you. All right, so that's why I'm not overly worried about it. All right, now I don't want to go ahead and say a strategy is to focus in on extra credit. Extra credit is not the all go to. All right. I don't know why people think, oh, I'm going to be successful if I do extra credit. No, you're going to be successful if you just do what you're required to do. That's how you be successful. All right. Now, I went ahead and um, offered you guys other opportunities to be successful, like coming into my office hours and things like that. But if you do everything here, then you probably won't need me as much as you think. All right. So another thing, if you come into, all right, so you come into mom, if you come into here under MAC 1105 resources, I go ahead and give you support here for PowerPoints. All right. The PowerPoints are a direct reflection of the content that you're seeing in the material that you're doing. Now, with all the videos that I give you, because some of you need hands-on experiences and the videos show you how to do it so you can model after what I'm doing. So you can do that, but this is really an effective tool to use as well because it captures the essentials of the text that goes along with it. You know how there's an e-textbook with this? I go ahead and capture the essential parts of the e-textbook, And then, like you can see here, this is the graphing calculator that I would encourage you to be using. Okay. And then, of course, then there's even practice examples that are modeled to what you're seeing in your homework. That's why it's called homework samples. All right. This is sample one, sample two. Now I go ahead and give you the 10 essentials. All right. I covered 10. This has 11, but all right, whatever. Um, I go over questions that are reflective. Oh yeah, yeah. This one isn't the 10 essentials yet. I remember that now, but this does have only 11 questions, so it's not a very big assignment. And you can see the patterns that I have here. It's consistent with what you're looking at. Okay, so that's another resource available to you. All right, now that's all the homeworks has a PowerPoint with it. I don't think I completed chapter 5 yet. I'm still working on these things because they take a long time, but that I do have for chapter 4. 3 has it. All right, that has PowerPoints and so on. Now, the next thing for your success, I made a journal. You're required to complete a journal of strategies. So while you're taking and completing your homework, all right, come into the schedule. Let me go to chapter 2. You're going to open this file and you're going to complete this journal of strategies while you're doing your homework. Now, if you've already completed some of your homework, you don't have to be so uppity up. What you could do is go ahead and slow down for just a second and complete this, journal of strategies. Now, you're not allowed to use it on your test, but what this does, it allows you to have something to focus in on. All right. I'll get into a deeper discussion about it, but that's the strategy. It's to collectively gather your thoughts while you're, completing all the assignments. And they give you a variety of different examples. All right. And here are some problems to go along with that. Okay. So you have models and application, section 2.2. You're going to handwrite or you're going to type in computerized whatever it is you need to do to go ahead and complete these problems. Now what you want to do is use my videos to accompany this, and you want to go ahead and complete these problems as a model of what I do. All right, so you can get that. And then this is 2.3 is strategies for that, and so on and so forth. I'm not going to keep on going over every single one of these, but you want to go ahead and complete these questions, okay? And follow whatever I do on your videos. All right, I do have other videos coming at you by Sarah Wyatt, Dr. Wyatt. She's amazing. She goes ahead and goes over these questions. She's the one that designed this, but we're trying to implement it for use of online students. So it can give them the tools required for being successful. All right. Now this video, I didn't want to take too much of your time in this video, but these are immense amount of strategies that I'm going over with you, okay, that should help you. I mean, I have guided class notes. There are some very, very effective in how I do that. I have graphing calculators notes. Oh, and by the way, for graphing calculators, if you have it under announcements, if you come into the home page, announcements. Oh, by the way, this is other stuff that I want to talk about later. Here is graphing calculator videos that I put together for how to use a graphing calculator, because some of you are going to be like, I don't know how to use a graphing calculator. I went ahead and searched for YouTube videos that are effective, ones that I think are acceptable. So I put together a little list of things. How to graph, how to do more advanced graphing is the piecewise function is in here for the TI-84. That's an awesome video. So you can gain insight on how to use a graphic calculator. All right. All these are the same links that I already gave to you in the schedule of activities. I think that schedule of activities is like one-stop shop. The alternative videos is Dr. Seiss, by the way. If you're not really into what I'm doing, you can use that as an alternative video. I think you're going to find everything I do is fine, but sometimes, I mean, I have a speech impediment, and sometimes I get caught up in my words. My mind goes faster than my mouth, and so sometimes I stutter over things. But you get used to me. I do have a tendency to laugh at a lot of things because you have to. Life is too darn short. So anyway, those are videos. Now, the thing is, those videos right here, there's overlap a little bit because if you come into here, as far as video support, and you come into content, these lecture guided notes are so if see here's just so many different directions, but these are lecture notes that you can download. All right, they're Word documents, but you can literally download these, open those up, and then it's taking a while for it to load because I got too much going on. Anyway, if you go ahead and do that, there's videos that go along with this. All right, if you come into here, these are all the videos that belong to that. But if you come into the lecture videos, they are all the videos. This is a guide, okay, for all the videos. If you take a look at that video for 2.1, those are the videos that go along with, or these videos go along with that guide. All right. So if you download these guides, you can follow along and complete the guides that way while watching her video. All right. So you cannot find a reason for being unsuccessful. There is no reason. All right. So I have to tell you that there's just too many resources available to you. Okay. So I'm very excited for you guys being able to take advantage of these resources that I have available to you. All right. There are other things like practice tests and things like that that she provides along with video solutions to practice tests. All right. So that's about all I have to say about that. Okay, so I gave you an overwhelming amount of strategies to use to be successful in the course. So I hope that you can focus on maybe one or two of the strategies and master it and make sure you use them to your fullest advantage. If you need me, I'm only an email away, but please text me. That's probably the most proficient way of becoming able to get a hold of me in a fast manner. All right, I'm going to stop this and good luck with everything, guys. Have a good second day.